Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you what you can learn from the Roger Federer service motion. Now, first, be sure to stick around till the end when I go in front of the camera and I show you exactly how you can practice this at home. Big thanks to 12KGP Tennis on YouTube for allowing me to use this video. Make sure that you subscribe to their channel. Unbelievable content. I put their link in the description below. So here's the basic idea. Here's Federer on the ad side, and he's hitting a slice serve down the tee. This thing is going to have, and it's not bending a lot, but it is curving slightly. But I want to show you very closely what he's doing during contact. It's really important to understand that the pros, especially when they're putting a lot of slice or a lot of spin on their serve, they don't swing the direction they want the ball to go. So he's going to hit his serve down the tee, and the ball is going to have side spin. So the ball is going to be spinning with side spin. But I want you to notice the direction he swings. So here is contact. So we'll say that's contact right there. Most recreational players I see who struggle with their serve, especially being able to put spin on the serve, it's because they swing the direction they want the ball to go. Check out what Federer's doing. Now, we already explained that his serve, the ball is going to go that direction. So watch the ball go along that yellow line. But let's follow where his racket travels. So I'll just put a little dot here, green dot for where contact is made. Now look where his racket's traveling. This is so important to understand. His racket is not traveling the same direction as the ball, but rather his racket is traveling off to the right. It's funny, in my lessons, when I give on-court lessons, I'll actually stand over here by the, the net post. And I'll ask my students, I'll actually hold my racket up like this, and I'll hold my racket way up in the air, and I'll actually ask the student to swing toward my racket, this circle right here being my racket. And I'll hold my racket up in the air and say, I want you to swing toward my racket. But I say, don't hit the ball to me, just swing to me. And they're like, well, how do I do that? Well, let's look at it. The way you do it is by having your racket travel this direction with your strings facing that direction. So you're leading with the edge. It's almost like you're spinning a basketball on your finger. So you want to lead with the edge of the racket. That's what gets the strings to face, if you're right-handed, to the left, but you're going to be swinging off to the right of your target. That's what's going to give you the side spin in order to make that ball curve. So that is why you'll see him swing off to the right. Now he pronates. You can see that his strings prior to contact are facing to the left, and then after contact, his strings are facing off to the right, but yet the ball went to the left, right? How is he doing this? How is he making that move? It's because the ball doesn't know you're pronating. It only knows where your strings are pointing or at the exact moment you're hitting the ball. So you want to swing off to the right of your target as you're hitting, and then at the exact, 3 milliseconds, those 3,000ths of a second that the ball's actually touching your strings, the strings are actually facing where you want the ball to go. But you want to swing, if you're right-handed, off to the right of your target. That is what's going to give you the side spin. He pronates where his strings are supinated, or his palm is supinated now he's pronated, and he does follow through off to the left of his body. So his racket's over here, but his racket went off to the right to get there. Watch this. Watch how his racket goes off to the right of his body, then it crosses down around knee level, finally onto his left side for his follow through. One last thing, if we stop the racket or stop his body at contact right there, notice where his left foot is pointing. His left foot is pointing over here. Right? His laces aren't facing his target, but rather his shoulders, his chest, his hips, his knees, his feet, everything is pointing off to the right of his target. That's what's going to allow him to swing off to the right. The only thing that's actually pointing toward the target down the tee are his strings. So he's swinging off to the right of his target, getting that ball to spin with side spin. Let me show you in detail what this looks like in front of the camera. Hey, your video is about to start in just a moment, but be sure to check out our upcoming Double Strategy live Zoom class. You can check out more information down below at 2minutetennis.net. So there are a couple ways you can practice this at home. You know I'm a huge fan of the Topspin Pro. I am an affiliate. You got to get one in the link below. Not only can you use it for ground strokes, but you can take the spin arm off and you can practice this pronation on the slice serve by just taking it apart. It takes less than 10 seconds to do it. And then boom, we've got it. All right, so here is the spin arm. When you hit the ball, we're looking almost like a basketball player spinning the ball in the finger. You're looking to spin the ball by swinging, if you're right-handed, to the right of your target. So I'm gonna hold this up and I'm gonna swing off to my right, where my target is gonna be basically like over, across that street. But I'm gonna swing not toward the target, but I'm actually gonna swing to the right. Now, as I do this, I'm gonna swing and then pronate. So I'm hitting and then turning, and you can see the ball spin. I'm spinning this ball. After I hit, and I'm gonna choke up just because it's hard for me to, hold the spin ball up as high as I need to, so I'm gonna choke up on my racket. I'm gonna hit and then turn the racket. Hit, turn the racket, and then I can follow through down on my left. Watch this again. Hit, turn, follow through. Hit, turn, follow through. So now I'm just gonna take a tennis ball, couple, and I'm gonna hit the ball out into my yard, but I'm going to not swing toward the yard, but rather I'm gonna swing off to the right. So I'm gonna swing toward my house, but the ball's not gonna go to the house. The ball's gonna go over the side of the sitting wall here on the patio. So I'm gonna swing off to the right, and you can see where the ball went. Now I didn't pronate because I'm just gonna show you this at first. I'm gonna swing to the right, but the ball's not gonna go to the right. The ball doesn't go where you swing. The ball goes where the strings point. So point your strings where you want the ball to go, but swing to the right of your target. So watch this again. So I swung to the right, ball went to the left, but since I'm swinging to the right, the left is actually my target, right? When I give people a continental grip, or I hear this all the time, when I give people a continental grip for the first time, they typically still swing toward their target and then the ball goes way to the left. That's why the ball is going to the left if you're trying out a continental grip for the first time. It may be that you're not pronating, but it's also because you're used to swinging towards your target if you're used to using a forehand grip. Well, once you use a proper continental grip, we've got to keep our body to the side like we saw Fed, and we've got to swing to the right. That's what's going to put the spin on the ball. Now, in order to really fire the forearm and get maximum racket speed with this, we want to make sure that we pronate. So after we hit the ball, we turn our palm to the right. You can even bend the elbow a little bit. Well, I'm saying point your strings to the right because I'm right-handed. It's the opposite if you're a lefty. If you're a lefty, you're doing this. You're going this way and then turning. But I'm going to spin, pronate, and the pronation happens while I'm hitting. I don't hit the ball and then begin the turn. The ball wouldn't know I'm even doing that if I waited till after eye contact. I was just showing you that so you could see the turn. But I'm starting the turn slightly prior to contact, strings still facing my target, swinging off to the right. You can bend your elbow to make it even easier. You see Becker doing that. Sampras would bend the elbow after they contact, and the follow through goes down there. So let me hit a few where, and you'll notice I'm kind of just starting choking up here on my racket. It's kind of serving half swing. I'm not doing the full swing right now because I kind of don't want to hit the ball into the next yard, but I'm just gonna hit, or I'm gonna toss, swing along the ball, turn my racket, and then my follow through is on the left side. Watch this one in slow motion. Learn to move your racket not towards your target while you're hitting the ball, but swing to the right if you're right-handed and swing to the left if you're left-handed. That's going to get that ball to spin. And you got to get the Topspin Pro. So not only are you practicing forehands and backhands, but you can practice what it feels like to hit a side spin serve, a top spin serve, spinning the ball with pronation. You work on these ideas and there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.